Men are done with dating.
Okay, so we just left the event. So
Bad.
I think we were just saying that we think that we've actually hit rock bottom.
Men are done with dating. Men are no longer showing up for single events, and this is having serious implications on the relationships. This is illustrating that more men are walking away or going MGTOW and avoiding relationships entirely. Watch it in this video to fully understand what the implications are of men no longer going to single events, no longer dating, and avoiding relationships. Today's video comes from Destro Reborn. His channel will be linked in the description, so you can go check him out and support him. Now let's just go ahead and jump right in.
We think we've actually hit rock bottom, and I think we were either punked, catfished,
Like
or
it felt like a sick joke. I was like, literally thinking to myself, like, why am I, like, how did I get here?
How did I get here?
Yes, bear witness to the nervous laughter of desperation. Rock bottom in its purest form.
Desperate times, calling for desperate measure.
Lately, when men over like 35 ask me out, ask my number, I just say yeah. I'm so sick of taking care of myself all by myself, bro. Listen, I am 27 with purple hair and purple beads in my hair. You understand? And you're 38 with a graying beard. I know what you want. And I think you know what I want.
Look, Nate, before I do this, I want my check.
Hey, whoa, look.
Guys, it's getting bad out there. All right. 27, guys. She looks more like 47. And, she thinks that graying beard, what is she even talking about? Okay. Dudes in their late 30s look great right now. Okay. If you look at the Gen Z women, Gen Zers in general, they are, someone said it in the comments that they are aging in dog years. God has given them over to their SIDS. They look way older than they should, while millennials and Gen Xers look way younger than they should. And a lot of it has to do with, upkeep, taking care of yourself, and the fact that these are godless individuals. I mean, Gen Z women and younger millennial women, a lot of them are entrenched in witchcraft right now, reading books about demons dating women and being in relationships with women. They were, they got, guys, vampires and werewolves are yesterday's news. That was a millennial thing. Gen Z and modern millennial or younger millennials, now they're into demons, all right? Demons and even Satan himself. And they're promoting things like the Satanic Bible online. It's no wonder why men are avoiding relationships and completely saying we're done with this, because you can lose your soul as well as your sanity dealing with these individuals today.
I'll give it to you. Just be cool about it.
Be cool about it.
You not getting no check from me until I'm done, you understand?
Just be cool about it. I'm just so tired, bro. I'm so tired. It's just so expensive nowadays.
This seems to be a taboo topic in the media. The fact that modern women are willing to do anything to meet a man nowadays.
So I went to a singles event, and when I got there, it was literally 90% women. And I was like, I'm gonna go now.
I'm 25. I live in Miami alone. I have no kids. I have no partner. I have no parents.
Yeah, that's sad.
Learn that it's very healthy to spend time alone, because until you get comfortable with being alone, you'll never know who you are, and you'll never know if you're choosing someone out of love or loneliness. So be alone. Check yourself out to that restaurant you want to try.
That's what strong women do.
Whether it's walking around Home Depot aimlessly, waiting for a man to help them.
Okay, y'all. So word on the street is that if the men's is the males is and things is at Home Depot. So ladies, let me put you up on game. Stop getting that stuff from Target and start going to Home Depot and pick up those things of that nature.
Y'all, That's a 70-something-year-old woman. That's a 70-something-year-old woman. All right. So after decades and decades of, choosing to be with, choosing the streets as their one and only love, they are now, the roosters have now come home to crow. And these women are now going to, even in their 70s, are going to Home Depot trying to find a man. Okay? And they'll swear up and down that the reason why they're there is because they have homework to do, because women can do construction too. Women can do construction too. It's no wonder men are so tired of modern women. It's no wonder that men are so tired of the attitudes, the behavior, and this kind of crap. And they will swear up and down that they don't need us, they don't want us, they don't care about us, But then at the same time, put up videos on social media like, "Oh my gosh, why are men not approaching us anymore?" Men are sick and tired of the games. Like I said, the manosphere is beginning to move on. The manosphere, it was constructed for men to come together and share their ideas and talk about their experiences. As you can see, guys, women were a large part of that, just trying to figure out what the hell was going on and how to deal with it. We were in the problem phase. Now we are in the solution phase, and we are heading very rapidly into the conclusion phase, where we will be done with this situation once and for all. We have the solutions. We have soft guy era, MGTOW, MGTOW, men walking away, and there's another one coming every day. So those are the ways that passport kings, and as they try to shut one thing down, another one will just pop up. So we're in the conclusion phase, and now men are are moving towards focusing exclusively on real estate, on making money, self-development, fitness, whatever makes them happy. All right, what is centered around them, and basically, women will become an afterthought. Dating and relationships will become an afterthought. What are the implications of this? The implications are that you're going to have a lot of women who are going to find themselves destitute, homeless, in poverty, living in shelters, living in their cars, living on the streets, even living in the woods. And the government is not able to is no longer able to subsidize women, because men are not going to be there. Men pay 80% of all taxes. Women make 80% of all consumer purchases. The money is just not there. There are over 30 million men that have dropped out of the workforce. The government cannot hold this up. This is what happened before the fall of Rome. All of the money was being spent to subsidize the living and expenses of women, because men walked away from society. Within 100 years, Rome had no military. The men weren't producing anything. They were protecting. They had walked away. The emperor was cursing out men, saying they were worse than all the criminals of Rome. They were punishing men, treating them like slaves. This happened to citizens, making them run in the cold alongside one another if they remained single. Men still wouldn't marry. Barbarians realized what was up. They were like, okay, so the emperor has no clothes. They were paying the barbarians to protect the empire, but the empire couldn't protect itself and had no money, so they pillaged the empire. When we say pillage the empire, we're talking about like all of Europe, all the way to the Middle East and Africa. They plunged the entirety of Europe, the Middle East, and Africa into the Dark Ages. Imagine eating squirrel meat and living in caves, and it took 1,000 years, after 1,000 years of darkness, for us to come back out of it. And then, that's kind of how we got to where we are today. And history tends to repeat itself, or like Mark Twain likes to say, history tends to rhyme. So, what happened then will just only happen again. But men are done. Men know the games. Because of the internet, we have it. We can see what happened, and we're just going to sip on a beer as things continue to go downhill. There's no one coming to rescue modern women in the situation. There's no one coming to bail them out. No one is getting involved. Men are tired. Men are tired of the games. Men are tired of the nonsense. Men realize it, and they're warning other men. They don't even have to do it outright anymore. They don't have to stop and say, "Hey, little bro, let me tell you about this." Nope, the internet is there. They're getting it on. They're getting it on YouTube. They're getting it on Rumble. They're getting it on Twitter. They're getting it on Instagram. And then we'll just create new spaces to get the message out there. But it's out there, and men are receiving it loud and clear. Loud and clear. Men and boys are receiving it loud and clear. Stay away from relationships. Stay away from dating. They just want your toys. Walk away. Be an MWA. Men be a man with alternatives. If you want a relationship, go overseas and find one, or better or become an MGTOW and just avoid relationships and society altogether, and go that route. And that's what a lot of men are now choosing to do. And I commend these men.
And because you just might get lucky and run into a nice man. That's all I'm saying.
A few moments later.
Obviously, as a woman, would like the men to approach me, but nowadays it hasn't been happening. Feels like the roles have been switched. Men are expecting women to approach them and be the first one to make the move.
Women told men don't approach us, and now they're getting angry because they have to approach men. But here's the thing: why would a man want a woman who is not approachable to approach him? All right, men don't want to deal with an unapproachable woman. They don't understand the reason and logic here. We have a comment from Thomas Weiser. Thanks for the $10 super. He says every time a bro leaves the plantation, a florist sells one less flower, jewelry stores sell one less diamond ring, restaurants get one less date night, one less wedding venue booked, etc., etc. In short, MGTOW is bad for business. And guys, there's no way of stopping it. Even though they've banned the acronym MGTOW on YouTube, on Twitter, on so many different platforms, on TikTok, on so not Twitter, but on I don't think Twitter, but on TikTok and so many other platforms, it doesn't matter because men are just naturally going their own way and walking away from relationships and saying we don't want to be involved in relationships or dating or society anymore. We just want to be separate, live separate lives from all of it. Women are the biggest cheerleaders of MGTOW. Even though they say they hate it, their attitudes and behavior, thinking that using side language, shame, insults, guilt, um, gaslighting, nagging, because they need to be right is going to bring men back or keep men from leaving. It doesn't work like that. They don't even know how to be nice to men. They only know how to extract wealth, to demand wealth and resources from men. And now it's catching up on them. It's finally catching up on them, and they have really no recourse to any of it, for any of it, guys. Women did it to themselves. They chose this reality for themselves. They made their beds, and they're going to have to lay in their beds. Like I said, therefore, they're going to be headed towards a future of destitution, of poverty, living in shelters, being homeless. The government cannot subsidize all of these women. The government doesn't have that kind of money, and men won't be there. 2030, 45% of all women will be childless and single in the U.S. and between the ages of 24, 25, and 44. And that's not even counting women with children, single women with children. Then we're talking about 70 to 90% of all women. They are between a rock and a hard place. And guess what? Many of them will double down and say that they don't care and tell other women to do exactly what they did. Even while men warn other men, don't repeat my mistakes, women double down and they decide that they're going to stay on that hill. And to validate their mistakes, they're going to tell other women to do what they did, because they'll take every woman down with them just so that they can continue to protect their ego till the very end. Guys, by the way, if you're enjoying the content, subscribe to our newsletter for my personal thoughts, insights, and a free copy of my ebook, The Blueprint for Escaping the Rat Race. Click the link in the description to get your free copy. Guys, what do you think regarding all of this? Men are done with dating. Women are in a bad situation, destitution, poverty, homelessness. All of these things are now going to be part of an inevitable future, because unless God Almighty steps down and bails them out, they really have no recourse. They are not goddesses, and actions have consequences. So let me know what you guys think, and we will talk about it in the comments. Like the video if you like it. Don't forget to subscribe. And if you like the video, share the video. And just remember that all roads lead to MWA, and walking away. And cheers.